on the scoreboard.
That's good looks.
Live from Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Ice Rink, it's time for High Point Panther hockey here on the High Point Panther YouTube channel. It's the Montgomery College Raptors versus the High Point Panthers. I'm Jimmy Roselli, followed by my partner, Luke Lee. Luke, we had the pleasure to watch these two teams face off last night. The Raptors took the win over the Panthers. What can we expect from both teams tonight? What's going to be the game plan? And after reflecting from yesterday's game.
It was a high-scoring game last night. 8-4 Montgomery College last night. So 12 goals combined, a ton of shots. And there was a good amount of goalie play from both sides. So considering you have two different goalies in tonight, you have no idea what to expect. I expect a lot of shots, and I expect a lot of goals tonight.
With that being said, Steven DeFilippo getting the start tonight in net for the Panthers. And a goalie change over on the other side for the Raptors as well. Walsh not getting the start. Looks like it's Bell in net. And now we're going to have a face-off in the Panthers zone. .1953 left in the first. A power play early on. I fixed it. So a power play early here for the Raptors. And a good chance here, Luke, for them to take an early lead.
And both teams last night did a really good job with the penalty kill. As if you guys remember, the Raptors last night had to take on a 5-minute major, and they were able to only give up one goal during that time span. So we'll see if that continues tonight here in Winston-Salem.
Yeah, no doubt. Both teams had a great penalty kill last night. Looking to continue that tonight. Little meeting here for the Raptors as they discuss. So a 5-on-4, DeFilippo in net. And on the face-off, Raptors are going to gain control. That was Sweeney dumping it back in. Behind the net now. Pass out in front, deflected off the net. And grabbed by Lechner. Lechner passes it down. Pass across the middle. Sweeney now up top. Back over to Lechner. Lechner down low. Pass out in front. O'Keefe's shot over the net. And the Raptors keep control, but that goes up into the netting. We're going to have a face-off. So 1:28 left on the power play. 19-19 left in the first. 0-0 game. And a face-off right outside the Panthers zone. It's Pearl for the Panthers taking it. Face-off won by the Raptors. Bierendorf makes a move, cutting inside, now around the net. Pass out in front, it's Lechner. Loses control, then taken by Pearl, and then after the contact, loses the puck as it goes into the Raptors zone. Behind the net now. Two Panthers and a Raptor collide on the boards. Raptors keep control. 1 minute left on the power play. 18:50 left in the first. Lechner takes it into the zone, drops it back to Bierendorf. Bierendorf spins it back. Little spin move pass. And the Raptors keep control on the side now. Pass out in front, deflected. Lechner gains control. Shot, and the saves made by DeFilippo. Cleared out. 37 seconds left on the power play. 18:25 left in the first. Raptors send it out in front. Bierendorf takes it into the zone. Tries to get a shot off, but two Panthers defensemen take control of him. This pass across the net. Shot missed wide. That one by Cavey. And the Raptors gain control again this time, having to reset. 12 seconds left on the power play. 18 left in the first. Raptors gain control, taken into the zone. This shot deflected off a defenseman. Kept control by the Raptors, excuse me. And then dropped out of the zone. It's a foot race. Picked up by Evangelista, and his shot's taken. And we're going to have a face-off in the Raptors zone now.
And the high-quality amount of shots have continued here in Winston-Salem from last night. Both teams really let it lip early on here.
Sanderson on the face-off for the Panthers, and O'Keefe taking it for the Raptors. O'Keefe was the key player last night for the Raptors. Evangelista gets the puck off the face-off. His shot's deflected around the net, and the Panthers take control. Dumping it back in. Now on the other side. Sanderson goes after it. Evangelista gains control. Tries to pass in front of the middle, but O'Keefe grabs it. We're back to even strength. 17-20 left in the first. Sanderson. Guarded by O'Keefe. Around the net. 17:08 left to play in the first. Still 0-0. Lindauer went after it there, but it's sent back over to the Raptors and then dumped into the Panthers zone. Grabbed that is Lindauer, who hits it off the boards. 16:47 left in the first. This is dumped in for the Raptors. Grabbed by Lindauer. Send back up. Picked up by Gorski. Back around the net. Gorski with it. Passes it off. Raptors defenseman gets in there. And the Raptors are gaining control here in the zone. This shot by Lechner missed wide. And the rebound almost had a chance there, but it dangles over the stick. And Pearl takes control. Good play there to use the body and keep it in the zone for the Raptors. This shot off the right blocker of DeFilippo, and a great save there. And the Raptors are forced to reset. 15:55 left in the first. Lechner moving in. His shot saved by DeFilippo, and he uses his stick to clear it from the left side. DeFilippo looks good early here, Luke.
High Point going to have to rely on that goalie play. They had a hot, strong goalie blast last night.
Panthers resetting. Pass over to Turner. Turner dumps it in, but it's grabbed by the goalkeeper, who looks to pass it off, but then decides not to. Can you see his number? His goalie number?
Which one?
The goalie.
No. I'll give it to you when I have a second, all right?
Try picking. So on the face-off, Raptors are going to win it and take it the other way. 15:19 to play in the first. Panthers trying to pick it up, but they can't. They lose it. Cavey takes it back. This pass out in front. It's Gavitsky. His shot off the side of DeFilippo's pad. And then they slip it in. Goal for the Raptors here early with 15:01 to play in the first. 1-0 Raptors lead.
And just like last night, they were really big on knocking in those second shots on the rebound. They had multiple goals last night doing the exact same thing. And that just continues to go well for Montgomery.
So an early, strong start for Montgomery. And the Panthers are going to win that faceoff. That's Sanderson on the faceoff win. Almost an unexpected goal there for the Raptors. It looked like they were struggling to get it in. And it looked like DeFilippo had control of the puck. But then lost it. And that puck ends up in the back of the net. 14:40 left to play in the first. It's Lindauer who grabs hold of it, sends it up. Off the board to Evangelista. Sends it back over to Brown. Brown moving in across the middle. This shot by Sanderson. Great save by the Raptors. Evangelista in the middle. Tries to get it up, but it's tipped by the defenseman. And now out of the zone. Vidori. Panthers keep it out of their zone. Sweeney was chasing it. He gets a hold of it. Makes a move around a couple Panthers coming in along the left side. Now behind the net. Sends it out in front. His shot. He scores! Raptors lead early. 2-0. What a pass out in front. And back-to-back goals for the Raptors.
And this time, they just bring it behind the net. You're looking for someone who's open. Man comes down. You flick it to him, and then he just knocks it in.
The mic cut out. Oh, no, it's back. So a great goal. 2-0 Raptors now. 13:57 left to play, and an early win for the off the face-off. Bierendorf looked to try and make a move there, but he lost control. Lechner sends it back in. Behind the net now. Raptors take control of it. Heavily guarded. That's Wong. Sending it back up. This shot off the right pad of DeFilippo. That was Lechner's shot. Picked up by a Raptor. Send out in front. Behind the back pass. Nobody there. Picked up by the Panthers and going the other way. Turner on the right side. His shot off the right pad. Back out in front. That was Gorski with the pass, but nobody there to control it. 13:14 left to play in the first. Raptors head into the offensive zone. 2-0 lead they have. And the Panthers looking to try and cut that deficit down here. Trying to dump it in. Lechner will take control and send it back up to O'Keefe. Now down to Bierendorf. Back inside, the Raptors lose control, and the Panthers are going to go the other way with it now. Coming inside, this shot missed wide. That was Lindauer heading in, and he looks to be down now. Looked like he fell pretty hard there. And last night, Luke, it was a very physical game. We saw it get a little heated there in the third and the second. It was a lot of contact. We saw a lot of penalties. Of course, the 5-minute major. So, expecting to see that continue tonight.
Oh, for sure. You also had the punts that came in. Getting a little physical, getting a little each other's faces. These teams don't like each other, and it's showing early on here. There's been some hits into the board. They obviously just had this hit pick coming in. So both teams, looks like they're not feeling any better about each other than last night.
So on the face-off, KV for the Raptors. DeFalco for the Panthers. Raptors take control. Compton sends it back, takes it. Oh, heavily guarded, almost lost it. That was Evangelista with the good defense, but the Raptors keep control. Cutting inside, this is KV with a great move. Trying to cut in the middle, but loses it. And then flipped up and over the netting into the stands. It almost hit a couple fans. 12:10 to play. 2-0 Raptors lead as we have a face-off outside the Panthers zone.
And just like last night, the Panthers early on have struggled to get into their offensive zone. They've had a couple shots, but for the most part, they're playing deep on their side of the defensive zone.
Raptors win the face-off. This shot deflected. Good save by DeFilippo. Off the face-off win. That was a strong wrist shot. Raptors looking to keep this going as they have control of it. Passing out in front of the middle here. That was Rollins sending it behind the net. Brown on the boards. He's going to win it. Poke check back in. Trying to get out of the zone. They will. Raptors dump it back in. 11:40 to play in the first. 2-0 Raptors lead. Vidori sends it up into the neutral zone. Back over to Sanderson. Sanderson can't keep control. Evangelista dumps it in. Lechner takes control for the Raptors. 11:20 to play. Sending it across ice. Back across the middle to Rollins, who sends it up into the offensive zone. It's Compton on the side, sending it to the middle. Lechner tries to tip it in, but it goes up and over the netting. Brown now. Tried to keep control. He lost it. Now across the middle is the Raptors, looking to pass it out in front, but good defense by the Panthers. Poke check. Back to the Raptors. This shot into the glove of DeFilippo. Lost it. And then they're still jamming at it. Puck still loose. That happened last time, and it resulted in a goal. This time, just avoiding it. So Klotz takes it behind the net. Hard hit. Causes them to lose the puck. Almost had a Panthers turnover. But Raptors keep control. O'Keefe cuts across the middle. Tries to pass it out in front off the pad of DeFilippo. Klotz, poke check. Schliebner sends it out of the, up and out of the zone. And no icing there. Lechner now takes it behind the net. Guarded by Podolsky, who's out of the net tonight. He played goalie last night, of course. This shot save off the goalkeeper for the Raptors. Gorski with a good chance there. 9:48 to play in the first. Gorski sends it down low. It's tipped off and behind the net. Allen for the Raptors loses it. A couple Panthers take it and then poked out up and out of the zone. Turner sends it down to McGuigan, who dumps it in. Goalkeeper comes out. Bell. And he gloves it down for a face-off in their own zone. 9:22 to play here, Luke. 2-0 Raptors lead. Panthers with the chance, though, as they're in their own zone, their own offensive zone. A face-off win here could result to something good. And they're going to win it. Flicked up into the air, then gloved back down for the Raptors. They clear it off the boards into the neutral zone. Panthers pick it back up. Slipping down was DeFalco, losing his balance, and the Raptors take control now. Kravitsky knocks down the puck, but it's taken back by DeFalco and around the net. Sent off the boards. Picked up by Rausch. Hit hard. Panthers keep control. This now going into in the Panthers zone. Behind the net, hit off the boards. 8:36 left to play. 2-0 Raptors lead. And they're going to call an icing, so we're going to have a face-off in the Panthers zone. Looks like they're going to keep the same lines here.
And it's been mostly a continuation of last night in terms of the Panthers. They spent a lot of time on their own defensive zone. Last night, for the most part, in the openings of each period, they haven't had a lot of opportunities.
Face-off won by the Raptors, sent across. Lechner takes control, sends it across the middle, but it's taken by the Panthers. Sent up to Evangelista. It's a 2-on-1. Evangelista slap shot up and around the net. Sanderson takes control. His pass across the middle. Nobody home. And the Raptors are going to take it back. It's Bierendorf going after it. Lechner loses his stick. Raptors dump it in. Landauer sends it behind the net into the boards. Hard hit by Klotz. And whistle blows. They're going to call a penalty on it. Looked like he kind of hit him from behind there. And we're going to have a power play for the Panthers here, Luke. Good chance to cut this deficit down to 1 as they trail 2-0.
And that's one of the things offensively the Panthers have to improve on compared to last night. They really struggled in terms of getting something going on the power play. They had the 5-minute major. They got to go on that. But outside of that, both teams, not just the Panthers, struggled to take advantage of these power play opportunities. We'll see that chance tonight.
Sanderson on the face-off for the Panthers. Gorski on the right wing. And the Raptors are going to win it. O'Keefe taking it all the way, but great poke check by the Panthers. So they are shorthanded. Pass out in front of the middle. Sanderson's going to smack it away and then take control of it into the neutral zone. Offsides. So we're going to have a face-off just outside Raptors territory. 7:29 to play in the first. 1:39 left on the power play. Still a 5-on-4. So again, a vital opportunity here for the Panthers.
And if you're High Point, you need to take advantage of. These are the big moments that make or break a game.
Winning the face-off is the Raptors. Coming off is KV. KV cutting across the middle. Loses it. Sends it back. And a bunch of Panthers are there to take control. Taking it back is KV. Now inside the wing. That shot off the net. Sent back up and off the boards. Pearl chasing it down. Along with Sweeney for the Raptors. He'll grab it. Sending it up. Dumping it down into the Panthers zone. Lindauer. Sends it up to Gorski. Coming across the middle. Gorski's shot. Saved by Bell. And the whistle blows for a face-off. 6:35 to play in the first. 46 remaining on the power play. 2-0. Raptors lead over the Panthers. So taking the face-off for the Raptors is O'Keefe again. Sanderson for the Panthers. Evangelista takes it for a Panthers face-off win. Sent down was Sanderson. Back up to Evangelista. And then the Raptors are just going to get in there off a slow pass. Sent up into the bench. Looked like it almost hit a helmet of one of the Raptors players. So a face-off now. Still a power play for the Panthers. 32 seconds left on it. Sanderson wins the face-off for the Panthers. Coming inside now is Lindauer. Into the offensive zone. Poke check by the Raptors. Now taking control. It's Bierendorf. Lost his footing. But the Raptors keep control. Letcher takes it, sends it back. That was O'Keefe, not Bierendorf, on the breakaway. 5:49 left in the first. 2-0 Raptors lead. Lechner sending it up to the middle. Lost it. O'Keefe with some contact on a Panther as he goes down. Sanderson looking to try and take control. Hits it off the board, but it's taken back by Klotz. Trying to throw his body on the line there and take control of this puck. It's just been a little bit of a hot potato here. Back and forth, struggling to keep possessions again. Panthers take it back. 5:05 to play in the first. We are back to even strength. 5 minutes now. Taken by Bierendorf. This shot off the right blocker. Blocker by DeFilippo. And we're going to have a face-off in the Panthers zone.
And it almost feels like both teams are scared of giving up goals rather than scoring them themselves. Both teams really emphasizing keep the puck out of the net. Last night that was a problem, and it's shown early on. Both teams emphasizing that.
On the face-off for the Raptors was Harris, and they're going to win it. Sent up off the boards, dumped back into the zone. Panthers send it down. They want an icing, and they'll get it. 4:35 left to play in the first. 2-0 Raptors lead over the Panthers. So another face-off in the Panthers zone. It's felt like there's been quite a bit more in the Panthers zone than the Raptors here, Luke. And the face-off, one shot, save into the glove of DeFilippo. They've had 2 of those great chances now, off the face-off into a shot. And they're going to get right back into it as not much movement had to happen there. This face-off, won by the Raptors again, Kravitsky. Hit hard by a Panther, sent up off the board. Sweeney keeps it in. Now hit out by Schliebner. Brown takes it. Brown's wrist shot up and off the glove of Bell. 4:12 to play in the first. Even strength. Podolsky passes it across. This shot off the glove of Bell. That was Brown. Brown sending it behind the net. Pass out in front. Nobody there. Taken by Kravitsky. Kravitsky dumps it in. And DeFilippo's going to hold on to it. 3:45 left to play in the first. 2-0 Panthers trail.
And you see what the High Point offense was trying to think there. They were trying to get it out, get that little fast break going. That was something that Montgomery last night did very well. Had multiple shots and goals from just playing in the fast break, putting the goal in a tough position.
Face-off won by the Raptors. Dumped in around the net. Allen battling against McGuigan there, who took control and then dumped back into the offensive zone. 3:27 to play. McGuigan takes it back in the neutral zone. Sends it up to Gorski. Back down to Lindauer, who sends it up to Gorski now. Gorski moving in. Looks to pass it across to Turner, but can't get there. Laying out the body. Now a wrist shot by Pearl. 2 wrist shots hit off Raptors defenseman, and a whistle blows. 3:01 to play in the first. And we're going to have another penalty here on the Raptors. Power play for the Panthers. 3:01 to play and a 2-minute power play, so they're going to get a good amount of time here to try and score one and cut this deficit down. Sanderson's going to be taking the face-off for the Panthers. On the ice is also Lindauer. We've seen both these guys and Evangelista on the other side. All 3 of these guys have been out there for the power play consistently. Sanderson sends it down, back, trying to send it back out in front, but O'Keefe gets in the way. Raptors send it behind the net. 2:47 to play in the first. They dump it down into the zone. DeFilippo sends it off to a fellow player and then dumps it around the boards. Picked up by Sanderson, moving in, pass across, stopped by Klotz. Great defensive play by the Raptors. Klotz doing a great job to get his stick in the way there on a great opportunity for the Panthers. Lindauer sends it up over to Roche. Bierndorf takes it, a spin move, sees 2 defenders coming, sends it back to O'Keefe, but he loses it, and then sends it up to a Panther, Evangelista. Lost it, Sweeney takes control, dumps it back into the offensive zone for the Raptors. Evangelista in the neutral zone. Dumps it around the boards. Cavey behind the net. 1:42 to play. 40 seconds left on the power play. DeFilippo comes out of the net. Drops it off to Fedori. Fedori sends it up to Gorski. Guarded by Harris. Raptors doing a great job while shorthanded, keeping this puck out of their zone and actually in the Panthers zone. But now the Panthers taking control. It's Pearl. Waiting to dump it back in. McGuigan. Schliebner sends it back up top. Lost by the Panthers. Back to even strength. 57 seconds remain. Cavey behind the net. Again, back to even strength, but it almost felt like it was already at even strength with the way the Raptors were playing there. Great job on the penalty kill. This shot dumped in by the Panthers. 37 seconds to play. Kravitsky taps it up. Trying to keep it in as the Panthers, but it's going to come out of the zone. DeFalco with some contact against Kravitsky. Raptors take control. DeFalco gets it back. 17 seconds left in the first. 2-0 Raptors lead. McGuigan trying to dump it in. It's stopped by Cavey. And then McGuigan gets it back and dumps it back in. 1 second left, and that's going to do it for the first period. 2-0 Raptors lead over the Panthers. It's been fairly dominant for the Raptors. You can't ask for much more if you're looking at that side. And as for the Panthers, just looking to try and take more control of those opportunities. They've had a couple power plays here, and just not getting the opportunities they're looking for, not getting the shots they're looking for. We'll be back in just a minute here. Once again, I'm Jimmy Roselli, followed by my partner, Luke Lee. We'll be back in just a little bit. Live here from Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Ice Rink. Back here for second period action. It's the High Point Panthers versus the Montgomery Raptors. Again, here in Winston-Salem, I'm Jimmy Roselli, followed by my partner, Luke Lee. Luke, we've seen a pretty exciting game so far. The Raptors starting off strong, 2-0 lead here, heading into the second period. It's pretty much been all Raptors so far. What do the Panthers need to do to shift this game back in their favor?
They just need to get the puck in their on the other side of the offensive zone. They have really struggled to put themselves in positions to score. They haven't scored at all, and they barely had any shots. Last night, they had a ton of shots, and that led to 4 goals, and it being a close game. If they don't do it, it'll be a runaway for Montgomery.
Yeah, and Bell's had a very great start so far as well in net for the Raptors. See if he can keep that going here in the second. Sweeney dumps it in over to a fellow Raptor off the face-off win. It's Bierendorf with it now. Dropping it up to Lechner. Excuse me, that was Wong. Wong sends it back up to O'Keefe. O'Keefe shot deflected. Seems to be deflected by O'Keefe into DeFilippo. And then this rebound by O'Keefe. He scores! An early goal for the Raptors. O'Keefe gives them the 3-0 lead here in the second.
And it's been the versatility of guys like O'Keefe who are able to play that defensive position while still being able to put out offensive ability. It's made the Raptors very versatile here earlier in this game. And once again, just another rebound shot that goes in. Just not lucky for the High Point Panthers.
And a great start for the Raptors here. Again on a face-off win. It's Bierendorf inside the zone. O'Keefe takes it back. O'Keefe right back to it. 19:08 to play in the second. 3-0 Raptors lead over the Panthers. This shot, beautiful save by DeFilippo. Sweeney tried to slip it in on the top right there. But a great glove save by DeFilippo.
And while the goalie play tonight hasn't been as strong as last night with Podolski, for the most part, DeFilippo has actually played pretty well considering how many shots have been out there. And it's just been a strong showing overall despite the 3 goals.
And a face-off win here for the Raptors. It's DeFilippo. All right. And the Panthers keep it going here in the neutral zone. Picked back up by the Raptors. That's Lechner dumping it back into the zone around the net of their own zone. DeFalco trying to pick it up, but he lost it. It's picked up by Compton. And then now picked up by Bell for a face-off in their own zone. 18-16 left to play in the second. Again, the Raptors continuing to put that pressure on the Panthers here. And Bell continuing to do what he needs to do in net in order to keep them in this game. Face-off won by the Panthers. That's Gorski sending it up to Lindauer, who dumps it back in behind the net. Battling behind the net now. It's picked up by the Raptors, sent up to Kravitsky. Picked back up by Gorski, who sends it behind the net. Panthers starting to find a little bit of pressure here. Sanderson takes it on the right side, sends it out in front. The one-timer not there. Great attempt there by Sanderson to send it out in front to Podolski, but just couldn't finish it, and Sanderson's going to take this again. This wrist shot up and over the net. Raptors take it back, sent it around. That's Klotz. Lechner and Seaton there. Lechner takes control. Cutting across the middle. His shot's poke checked away by Lindauer. And now Podolski's going to get it, but he can't get it out of the zone. Good defense by the Raptors. And now the puck's loose in the neutral zone. Panthers take control, 17:03 left to play, 3-0 Raptors lead. Lindauer takes control, flips it up. Chasing it down is Sherman, Brown, and then Turner as well. Trying to get that poke check was Pearl. The Raptors are going to get it into the Panthers zone. In the middle, they'll send it back up into the neutral zone. Sweeney will take it. Trying to dump it away. But Turner gets a hold. He comes in on his shot, but it's saved into the glove of Bell. And again, he's continuing to look incredible here, Luke, with 16:28 to play in the second. He's looked very solid so far.
And that was the first real offensive opportunity for the Panthers here. They've really struggled in transition in terms of getting it across the neutral zone into their own zone. So they've definitely struggled, but a huge opportunity to try to make something and get something going on offense.
And the Raptors are going to win that face-off, send it back around the net. Compton tries to get it, but it's taken back by the Panthers, and that shot by Fedori is saved by Bell, and the Raptors take control behind their own net. 16:14 left in the second. Fedori sends it up over to Sanderson. Sanderson down on the side. He tries to pass it across the middle, but Raptors defenseman was there. KV dumps it over to a teammate. It's Rollins. Back over to KV, but he can't take control, and the Panthers head the other way. This shot saved by Bell. And the Raptors take control again. Now it's a fast break. Just Fedori and the Raptors there, but now defensemen make it back. This shot off to Filippo's kick pad, but he's good. And then slap shot, kick back out, and the defenseman takes a hold again. It's McGuigan now into the neutral zone. Dumping it back in is the Panthers. 15:18 to play. 3-0 Raptors lead. Offside warning. Still offside warning. Raptors need to exit. They will. Lindauer takes control. Dumps it in. Off the pad of Bell. Again off the pad by Bell. 2 shots there. 2 good saves, and Lechner will send it back up. O'Keefe behind the net. Good defense by the Panthers. Cutting it loose. Klotz's shot saved by DeFilippo. Oh, and a great pass up here. Panthers looking to score. No good off the great defense by the Raptors. 14:27 to play. 3-0. Panthers coming back in here. It's Sanderson. His shot missed wide. O'Keefe tries to get it out, but the Panthers keep it in. Oh, now it's going to be an offside warning. Just barely snuck out. And Wong dumps it in to the Panthers zone. Chasing it down is McGuigan. Battle here in the neutral zone. Raptors gain control and send it back into their own zone. Resetting is Lechner. Sanderson tries to poke it away, but it ends up going to Bierndorf. His shot saved by DeFilippo. And DeFilippo continuing to make some big saves for the Panthers with 13:33 left in the second. Oh, and here we go. A little bit of a scruffle. Down on the ice after the play, it's Klotz getting into it with what looks like to be Turner. Let me see. Yeah. Turner and Klotz getting into it a little bit. And we saw a big fight, I guess we could say, last night. Big conflict last night in the second period where these players went at it. And we're seeing it a little bit again tonight here, Luke.
And the physicality definitely continues tonight. Both of these teams, it's pretty clear they have some animosity. They don't like being around each other. And it's really shown early on here. Obviously no punches thrown just like last night. But there definitely has been some shoving. There's been some hits into the ice, into the walls. So continue to look out for that and see how it affects the game.
And interesting, Gorski heads to the penalty box as well. So it'll be Turner and Gorski in the penalty box. Not sure if it'll be a 5-on-3 or a 5-on-4. Looks to be a 5-on-4 power play for the Raptors. So not the position you want if you are the Panthers. But plenty of time to make it up.
And last night, especially early on in periods, they spent a lot of time backs up against the wall in their territory. Had a couple power plays that they had to kill. Both teams did very well last night. But tonight, obviously, the Raptors are already scoring on one, so we'll see how it works out.
We await the next face-off here. 13:33 to play. It'll be a 2-minute power play for the Raptors and a face-off in the Panther zone. So it'll be a 5-on-4 power play here for the Raptors. On the power play kill, they've been pretty solid, but we'll see what they can do tonight. On the face-off is Pearl. And on the face-off for the Raptors is Compton. Raptors will win it. They've been fairly dominant on the face-off win so far. This pass across the middle. Back up over to Allen. This pass inside. Kick saved by DeFilippo. A couple saves, but then snuck in by Lechner. And the Raptors take a 4-0 lead off the power play.
And once again, if the first shot isn't going in, rip it again. Try to see what happens right in front of the goal. I mean, DeFilippo had really no trying to react once again. It was just one of those split-second, try to stop it, do what you can. And Raptors up 3-0. They've been fairly dominant tonight, taking advantage of these bounce shots.
So the Raptors continuing to dominate here and taking advantage of those power plays that they're getting. That's something the Panthers haven't really been able to do here. But looking to get things started here. Plenty of time for the Panthers. Down but not out. If you're on the Panthers right now, that has to be the mentality with 13 to play in the second. Seaton sends it behind the net. Kravitsky. Taken by Gorski now. Gorski going into his the Raptors zone, sending it behind the net. Sweeney picks it up. Hard contact by the Panthers, but the Raptors will keep control. Good puck movement, dumping it out of their own zone. Over to Kravitsky now in the Panther zone. He tries to send it across the middle, looking for Seaton, who will get a hold of it behind the net now. Looking to pass it in front. No good to Harris. Great contact by Gorski to win that puck over. And then a great try by the Panthers to get across the middle there, but good the defense by the Raptors to stop it. And with 12 minutes to play in the second and trailing by 4, the Panthers look to get their first goal. But the Raptors here taking control. Moving in. Lost it. And the Panthers take it back. Chasing it down is DeFalco. Raptors take it around. Couple good moves. But Lindauer takes it back and dumps it back in. 11:33 to play. Lindauer up off the boards. And they're not going to give an icing there. Lost his stick. Lechner looks to kick it. Now the Panthers have a great chance here behind the net. Couple scramble. This shot saved by Bell. Great opportunity in front of the net for the Panthers, but couldn't finish it. And now heading the other way is O'Keefe. His wrist shot saved by DeFilippo, and then ran into him. And now contact again after the play. And here we go again. The contact continues here in Winston-Salem.
And it's pretty clear both teams don't like each other. They have animosity, they have beef. Last night you had the punch thrown. This time they try to get that little fast break going, and there was a little bit of a late hit after the shot. Maybe not entirely necessary, but it really just shows you the overall climate of this game. As you see, High Point, they were trying to set up that fast break, 2-on-1 opportunity. It just didn't end up working out for them, but it was a good thought.
10:50 to play, 4-0. Raptors lead. And we have two players heading to the box. Lindauer for the Panthers, and then the two for the Raptors. Looks to be O'Keefe, and I think Allen. Looks to be Allen and O'Keefe in the penalty box. No. So a face-off in the Raptors zone, a power play for the Panthers here. This is a great opportunity, Luke. It's a 5-on-4. Let's see what the Panthers can do. 10:50 to play, 4-0. They trail. Sending it up off the boards, picked up. Try to get it out, but the Panthers keep it in. This time it gets out. Fedori grabs a hold of it. Good defense by O'Keefe. It's Bierendorf in the penalty box with Allen. To correct what I said earlier. So again, we're seeing this Raptors penalty kill do a great job, and here's more contact. A lot more contact. And they got a good hold of each other here. This doesn't look good.
It's a lot of pushing and shoving, a lot of contact here.
So it looks like he's actually heading out of the game. Not even to the penalty box. And there's still some words being said from across the ice here.
Just a continuation from last night's games in terms of the physicality and the over climate. Both of these teams just really going at it with each other. Maybe not close in terms of the score, but it's been close in terms of the physicality.
Well, High Point still with 1:29 to play in the power play. And another player entering the box. So Fedori and Lindauer, of course, who was there before. So Klotz looks to have left the game. Referee kicked him out. He's been ejected, and now we have what seems to be is going to be another power play for the Panthers. And now they have another player entering the box, actually. Gorski getting told to enter the penalty box. And then Rollins enters the box as well for the Raptors. So 3 players in the penalty box for the Raptors, 3 players in the penalty box for the Panthers, and then 1 player ejected for the Raptors. A lot went on there, Luke. A lot went on. It was still 10-18 play in the 10-18 to play in the second. We're only halfway through this game. There is plenty of action to see here. I'm excited to see how this goes. And there you go. They add another 2-minute power play on for the Panthers, so it looks to be a 5-on-3. Oh, no, now they're adding another. So we're going to wait to see what the ref says as they discuss.
And overall, both sides just been very, very chippy. Obviously, a continuation from last night. Maybe some things being said I couldn't tell you. Obviously, I'm up here in the press box. So, you got 2 teams who don't like each other. It's obviously a 4-0 game right now. So, there's definitely going to be some interesting components that are coming into this game. See how it turns out. If you're High Point, you got to make some adjustments because whatever you're doing right now isn't working. And Montgomery's had their way, especially on the offensive side of the ice. So you want to see if you can try to slow them down. It'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yes, it will. And the refs still discussing what's going to happen here. So we'll see what they do. Again, 10-18 to play in the second. 4-0 Raptors lead if you're just joining us. And 3 players for both teams are in the penalty box. 1 player ejected for the Raptors. That player is Klotz. And then in the penalty box is Bierendorf, Rollins, and I believe Allen. And then for the Panthers, it's Fedori, Lindauer, and Gorski. So a lot went on in the past couple minutes. All right, so it looks to be a 4-on-3. Panthers with 4, Raptors with 3 for the next, well, there's a 5-minute major here on the Raptors. That 5-minute major is on Rollins. So taking the face-off for the Panthers is Pearl. Behind him, Turner. No, it's now it's going to be a 5-on-3 for the Panthers. That shot deflected and just missed wide. Now Sanderson with it. They just added that 5th player last minute. Sanderson holding on to it. In front of the net. His wrist shot saved by Bell. And now scramble behind the net. It's Compton and 2 Panthers. Pearl comes out with it. Pass out in front. Taken away by Lechner. Sent around the net off the boards. Picked back up by Schliebner. He hits it off the back of the boards. And now Turner grabs a hold of it. Battle by Bierendorf, who's out of the box now. Brown passes over. That shot saved by Bell. And with 9:23 to play, 34 on the power play, 4:05 on the 5-minute major. 4-0 Raptors lead. We're going to have another face-off in the Raptors zone.
And Justin Bell, he's played really well tonight, considering that even though there happened a ton of shots for High Point, he's been a brick wall. And considering they're down by 2, they had multiple shots right there. He's been able to keep it down for Montgomery here.
So face-off won by the Panthers. This shot behind the net. Cut across the middle. This shot up and over the boards into the net. And we're going to have another face-off in the Raptors zone. 9:08 to play in the second. 19 seconds left on 5-on-3. And then 3:50 on the power play. That's going to come after that. So again, the Raptors lead by 4. Panthers looking to gain some momentum before this second period comes to an end. Plenty of time left as we are just past halfway. Winning the face-off, taking it around is Turner behind the net. Turner sends it up top, over to Schliebner. Turner grabs a hold of it again, coming across the right side. This wrist shot, Bell gets a hold of it. And we're going to have another face-off here in the Raptors zone. 8:49 to play.
And huge difference between High Point and Montgomery is that Montgomery has played very well in terms of defense near their goal. High Point has given up multiple goals inside the blue area in the lower part of their D zone. Montgomery has done a lot better job of defending that area.
And the Panthers win the face-off. We're back to 5-on-4. 3:27 left on it. Panthers with 5, Raptors with 4. Sanderson taking it into the zone. Taking it around the net. This wraparound, poke checked away, but grabbed again by another Panther. It's Lindauer. He's out of the penalty box now as well. Taking it around the net, trying to find something, but good defense by O'Keefe to clear it out. 2:58 remaining on the power play, 8:13 remaining in the period. Panthers send it around. It's Lindauer. Makes a move, and now he's in the neutral zone. O'Keefe approaching. He'll take it away. Lindauer can't keep a hold of it. DeFalco takes it away, and then some contact in the middle of the ice. And the puck will drift away to Sweeney. 7:41 to play in the second. 2:21 to play in the power play. So they called an icing there. Whistle was blown. 7:31 to play in the second. 2:14 to play on the 5-minute major. 4-0 Raptors lead. And we're going to have a face-off in the middle. Won by the Raptors. It's Compton. Sending it way deep into the Panthers zone. Beating him to it is Bierndorf. Hard contact there by Brown, trying to make him lose it, but he won't. Tangling up with him is Brown, and now they're tangled up with each other. Hard hit there by the Raptors. That was that was Wong on the hit. 6:50 to play in the second. Heading off the boards. Schliebner will take it and send it across the ice. Trying to dump it back in, but it's intercepted by a Panther. It's Wong who dumps it back in, and he scores from cross ice! Are you kidding me? Wong sends it across ice for the Raptors, and they lead 5-0, slipping it by DeFilippo.
It's one of those situations where you take a long shot, you take it from far out, you probably don't think it's going to go in, and it does. I mean, you can't really do too much about that, and just hope that maybe you can play some better defense on that and try to knock it out. But a great shot by Wong, probably didn't think it was going to go in. It does. Gives the Raptors a 5-0 lead here. A little bit over half in this game.
It's a good job by the Raptors. A nice long shot. I wasn't even expecting it. I'm sure it's tough to see from DeFilippo's angle. It happens, and we're going to try and see what they can do here. Continuing on in the second. 6:30 left to play. Panthers win the face-off to control, and then it's taken back by Lechner. Lechner sends it off the board over to Harris. Harris sends it across the ice, but it's taken back by the Panthers. Schliebner in the neutral zone. Tries to send it in, but it's tipped up into the bench. It was tipped up by Lechner. We're going to have another face-off just outside the Raptor zone with 6:11 to play. 5-0 Raptors lead now, Luke. See what the Panthers can do with just 6:11 left in the second. 53 still left in the power play. That was a short-handed goal, which is an important thing to mention there. So we're continuing to see that Raptors power play kill show here. And that wrist shot saved by Bell. Schliebner tried to sneak it by. And we have a whistle blown. We're going to have another penalty on the Raptors.
And even with the high amount of penalties in the game, especially all Montgomery, there's been a lack of chemistry here for High Point on an offense. They just really haven't able to figure it out. It's just been a great defensive showing by Montgomery, especially considering how well they played on the offensive side of the ice.
With 5:51 to play in the second, they have a 5-on-3 for 33 seconds. And then after that, they're going to have about a minute and a half of a power play. So great opportunity here for the Panthers as they win the faceoff. That shot just missed wide by Lindauer. Sanderson picks it back up, sends it over to Lindauer. He's up top, sends it back across. Back to Lindauer. Lindauer's wrist shot just wide. Picked back up. Sent across the middle of a poke check by a Raptors defender. Back over to Lindauer. His wrist shot off Bell's right pad. Sent around. And trying to save it was McGuigan, but he couldn't hold on to it. And pressure by Raptors defense. They're trying to move it as quick as they can. 5:06 to play. Back to a 5-on-4 with just a minute and 12 left on that power play. Raptors again doing a great job with their short-handed abilities. The power play kill has really shown the past two games. Sanderson sending up, couldn't hold on to it. And no icing call, so we're going to play on. Sweeney sends it around the board, taken back by Sanderson. His shot just missed wide. Hit up by Lindauer. And they're going to call it. So we're going to have another face-off in the Raptors zone.
Another opportunity for High Point to try to get something going on the offensive side of the ice. Obviously, they got that donut on the scoreboard right now, looking to change that, but not too many shots. So you want to see if they can get something going, maybe find a look.
4:30 to play in the second. And we're going to have a face-off. Panthers win it. The shot off the face-off, no good, and the rebound was a good try by DeFalco to get there, but just couldn't put it on net. And now Fedori takes it in his own zone. O'Keefe trying to put pressure on. He sends it around him off the boards. Raptors defense continuing to put pressure, though. Schliebner sends it around the board. 4:06 to play in the second. 14 left on the power play. Pearl taps it over into the middle of the neutral zone, and the Raptors hit it back into the Panthers. 3:48 to play in the second. Panthers take it back. Rosh. Hard contact to him. Went back to a Panther, though, and they keep control. It's DeFalco. Dumping it in. Entanglement behind the boards is Pearl. Trying to help him was Rosh. He slaps it back down. It was a good chance in front of the middle. But the Raptors take it back. Raptors in front of the net. Good defense by the Panthers to take it back. And Lechner collides sticks, but goes towards the Panthers' directions and then taken back by the Raptors, heading into the zone. This move by Lechner, no good, as he falls hard. Trips over to Filippo. No call or anything, though. Didn't look on purpose. 2:37 to play in the second. 5-0 Raptors lead. Panthers take it back. Good opportunity here. This shot just missed wide by Turner. Now behind the net. Sends it out in front to Sanderson, but a poke check takes it away for the Raptors. And the Panthers take it back in the neutral zone, sending it across. Bierendorf takes it back. Raptors look to reset here with 2:12 remaining in the second. Take it back by Sanderson. His shot missed wide. Kept in. This slap shot just off the pad of Bell into the boards. Taken back by the Panthers. That shot was by McGuigan. McGuigan tries to send it in. But Panthers defense there. This shot, he scores! Brown strikes first for the Panthers as they cut the deficit down to 4. He late here in the second.
And it took the initial shot. It bounced off of the Montgomery defender. And Alex Brown from there sees it right in front of him and just lets it rip. It's a great opportunity for High Point to try to claw their way back into this game. They've struggled, but hey, you just need that one spark. Maybe get something going.
So with 1:45 left to play in the second, the Panthers find their first little bit of momentum here. And they're hoping to keep that going. A well-needed goal late in the second. We'll see what they can do now. Sometimes it's those little things. Pass in front of the net. No good. This shot deflected off a defenseman and taken back by the Raptors. It's Compton. Moving into the Panthers zone. Poke check by the defenseman. It was McGuigan on defense. Now Brown with it. Brown hits it off the boards, taken over. But Compton takes it back, sends it across to Lechner. Lechner dumps it over. Harris now across the middle. Hard hit by the Panthers. And a great job by the defense there to knock that puck loose with 51 seconds remaining in the second.
And as you can see right there by that hit, that physicality is going to continue here. Sometimes that's all you need to do if you want to make a stop. Get in front of the guy, lay his shoulder down, put him on the ice.
So with 51 seconds remaining, we have a face-off in the Panthers zone. Won by the Raptors, taken out. Quick pass away. This wrist shot saved by DeFilippo with 45 to play in the second. Another face-off in the Panthers zone.
And you can feel the confidence from the Montgomery sideline. They're definitely feeling a little confident, letting it rip. They're taking as many shots as they can.
And the Panthers take that puck away with 38 seconds remaining. Coming across. Whistle blows. And looks like we're going to have a face-off outside the zone. Face-off won by the Panthers. 32 to play in the second. 5-1 Raptors lead. Panthers looking for their last goal of the second. Pass across the middle, nobody there. Turner gets a hold of it, tries to pass it in front. It's deflected away by a defenseman. Sends it across the boards and out of the zone. O'Keefe tries to grab a hold of it. Sends it off to a teammate, and it's poke checked away by a Panthers defenseman, and the clock runs out. So as the second period comes to an end, it's a 5-1 lead for the Raptors over the Panthers as we head to intermission. I'm Jimmy Roselli, followed by my partner, Luke Lee, and we'll be back in just a minute. Live back here from Fairgrounds Ice Rink, Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Third period action coming to you live from the High Point Men's Hockey YouTube channel. Luke, we've seen a lot of great stuff the past two periods. It's a 5-1 lead for the Raptors. Pretty much been mostly Raptors so far. I'm excited to see how this third period goes. One of the things is the physicality that we've seen throughout the entire game. How do you think that's going to play an effect here in the third period?
We're coming into the final period where wins becomes losses, losses become wins. You obviously know you got to hold on here. If you're Montgomery and if you're High Point, you really want to look past that, look past the physicality, because at the end of the day, those are distractions. You have 4 goals, ideally, that you're trying to score here to try to make this a tied ice game here in the final period. You got to get some sense of urgency here.
Agree with that, Luke. And as we await opening face-off, little something going on here on the right side of the ice.
Looks like they're just talking it out here on the far right side of the ice.
So not sure what that was about, but goalies head back. Bell still in net for the Raptors, and DeFilippo still in net for the Panthers. 5-1 Raptors lead as we await third period. Coming soon. All right, we're off the mic here. What's going on over there? Mike, what are they doing down there?
He's got both AirPods in.
Tap him on the leg.
Huh?
Tap him on the leg. What are they doing down there?
Down where?
There's something going on the ice.
Down where the ice meets the board.
Could be a chip in the ice.
So as we await opening face-off, they're going to bring out a bucket. Looks to be a chip in the ice here. Yeah. So they're going to fill those 2 patches up, and then we're going to start this third period off.
Just when we said we wanted
Well, Luke, while we wait, let's take a quick look At our records that we have for these two teams, Montgomery College starting off 4-0, undefeated, and we're seeing how dominant they are tonight, and we saw it last night. What do you think that is? Why do you think that this team is finding so much success early on in this season?
This is a team that very early on they've been able to score. Obviously, last night, tonight, they had 8 goals last night. They have 5 goals through 2 periods tonight. And if you look at the other games they played before this series against High Point, they've had multiple goals in every single game. Lowest score they've had is only 3. So if you think about that, they've been very good at getting the puck at the back of the net. So, and not just that, but they also have guys like O'Keefe, 97, who play defense but are able to come in there and play offense. Just a very offensive-centric team here. And they just want to overwhelm you in terms of scoring. Last night we saw it. It was a shootout for 2 periods, and they kind of just ran away with it there in the third. So that's the kind of ice they want to play.
Yeah, exactly. And looking at the High Point Panthers, 3-6 to start the season. Not a terrible start. Of course, struggling just a little bit on the offensive side. It seems to be a little bit more of a defensive-centric team. What do you think the Panthers need to do here to try and get that record from 3-6 to start getting some more wins on the board?
At least in terms of tonight, they need to get the puck on their side, or at least on the Raptors' defensive zone. They haven't had a whole lot of shots tonight. If you look at last night, they had a lot of shots. Tonight, there haven't been near as many. They haven't had a whole lot of chemistry on offense. They've been uncomfortable. That's just, there's nothing else to say. They've just been rattled, and it feels like Montgomery isn't giving them a chance to set up on offense, and they aren't getting a whole lot of fast break opportunities. So it's just been a whole struggle on them on that offensive side of the ice.
And in defense of the Panthers, I do think rattled may not be the word. They definitely are coming out very feisty against this Raptor team, so definitely not scared. But I would say strategic-wise and finishing-wise, they are struggling a little bit on the offensive side. But we could see what they do here in the third period. 20 minutes to play, plenty of time to turn this game around and take it back.
And one of the things they have struggled with is they have struggled with transition. They haven't been able to really move it. And I talked about it earlier, not having a whole lot of opportunities, and the opportunities come from transitioning the puck from your D zone to your O zone. And when you get to that little neutral zone in between the blue lines, that's where High Point's really struggled. When the puck has just been kind of there, more often than not, Montgomery's been the one to recover and to take it into their O zone compared to the Panthers.
So it looks like that patch is just about filled up. An opening face-off should be coming here soon. As the doors close here at Fairgrounds, we are ready for third period action. Panthers versus Raptors. Here we go. Sanderson taking the face-off for the Panthers. On the other side, looks to be Bierendorf taking the face-off for the Raptors. Won by the Panthers, dumped in to the Raptor zone, then sent back into the neutral zone. It's Sanderson. Dropping it down, Raptors send it back up. And here they go into the Panthers zone. Just lost it. But it stays in the Panthers zone, taken away by Bierendorf, and then finds Sanderson's stick, who dumps it back over to the Raptors defenseman, Sweeney. Off the boards, the Raptors will keep control. 19:26 to play in the third period. 5-1 Raptors lead. Sweeney takes it, sends it across into the middle of the neutral zone. It's O'Keefe sending it across the ice. His shot just missed wide over to Filippo's shoulder, off the board, and back to Bierendorf's stick. Bierendorf now taking it in. Defenseman falls. His wrist shot save off DeFilippo's pad and cleared out by the defenseman. Great save there by DeFilippo. And a good start for the Panthers. 18:50 to start. Left in the third. And I believe it's an icing call. So we're going to have a face-off in the Panthers zone here with 18:43 to play. Taking the face-off for the Raptors is Harris. Panthers send it around the net, picked up by Schliebner. Turner chasing it. This wrist shot saved by DeFilippo. This slap shot up and over the net, off DeFilippo's glove as well. I believe it just barely nicked it. That was Lechner's shot. Lechner gets it back, throws it in front of the net. Defenseman pokes it away. And then Schliebner sends it around the net, off the boards and out of the zone. Raptors chase it down, but it's going to be an icing. 18:09 to play in the third. 5-1 Raptors lead with a face-off in the Panthers zone.
And once again, they've really just struggled here in terms of getting the puck outside of their defensive zone. There's been quite a bit of face-offs here tonight in the high point zone. Last night, it was more even after starting out the same way.
So face-off, won by the Raptors, sent back in by Lechner. Picked up by Roche. Sent off the boards, taken by the Panthers. It's a 2-on-1. This wrist shot save off the left pad of Bell. Taken by the Panthers, and now a battle on the boards. It's Turner. But the Raptors come away with it. Dumping it in is Compton, now behind the net. Sent out in front, Compton shot off the pad. Back around the net. Fedori fighting now, pinching him on the boards. Helping him out as a fellow Panther, but a Raptor also comes in and takes it away. This slap shot, deflected off from defenseman, around the net, and sent back up to the top. This wrist shot let go into the chest of DeFilippo, and we're going to have another face-off with 17:14 left in the third. 5-1 Raptors lead. Face-off, won by the Panthers, hit off the boards, and then into the benches. We're going to have another face-off outside the Raptors zone here. 17:06 to play in the third. Face-off's actually going to go outside the Panthers zone. So with 17:06 to play, the Panthers need to start getting something going here if they want to cut this 4-goal deficit down. Sanderson on the face-off. Raptors take the win off the boards and dump back in by Raptors. Picked up by Lindauer. Lindauer sends it up over Sanderson into the neutral zone. It's taken by Sweeney. Sweeney tries to send it across, but it's deflected away by Podolsky. And taken back by the Raptors, taken into the zone. Smacked away by Panthers defense. Forced for an offside warning. Dumped back in by the Raptors, and then stopped by the Panthers again. Good battle by McGuigan here on the boards, as well as DeFalco helping him out against Allen, who had the puck. Now the Panthers dump it into the zone, and they're going to call an icing. 16-18 to play in the third. 5-1 Raptors still lead. So the face-off in the Panthers zone here. Won by the Raptors. Sent back out. This wrist shot let go. Missed on the right side of the net. Taken by Lechner now. Coming across the middle. Panthers defense poke checks it away and takes control. Sending it across the middle. It's taken away by some Raptors. Sent back across by Harris. Off the boards. Picked back up. Looking for Kravinsky in the middle. It's poke checked by a Panther. Then taken back. And that shot by Harris hit off the shoulder of DeFilippo. Kept in by the Raptors. Slap shot, but found Kravitsky off the board. And then poke checked away by the Panthers. As it leaves the zone, chasing it down is Compton, who takes control with 15:30 left in the third. Sending it up and over some sticks. Kravitsky chasing down the puck, but the Panthers take control. It's Schliebner with it, trying to send it up and across, but Lechner takes control and flips it back into the zone. 15-11 now remaining. Pass across. It's Turner looking up, trying to find Pearl. Hard hit by Pearl! Big collision. .58 to play, and a major collision by Pearl. Hard hit, and they're going to call a penalty on it.
Just one of those plays where you're chasing the puck, it's going into the boards, you know there's going to be some contact, but maybe just a little bit of unnecessary contact right there, which is what's going to call the penalty. But overall, it is a physical game. Those kind of plays are going to happen. You know that, especially when the puck is pressed up against like that, and you have two guys racing for it.
So a power play now for the Raptors as Pearl heads to the penalty box. Sending it out over to Lechner. Lechner fakes the pass, cuts across the middle. This wrist shot let go off the shoulder of DeFilippo. 14:46 remaining. Sent back up top to Sweeney. Sweeney sends it across to Lechner. Lechner lets it go behind the net. Taken by Wong. Wong sends it up to Sweeney. Sweeney now looking to shoot. His wrist shot saved by DeFilippo and sent out of the zone by Panthers defense. 14:23 to play. 1:24 left on the power play. 5-1 Raptors still lead. Good job by Gorski to play some hard defense there, but it goes up to Bierendorf. Bierendorf sends it over. Heading into the zone, it's Wong. Wong sends it across. This shot, what a save by DeFilippo! Hard pass across the middle, one-timer off the right blocker, and keeps this game at 5-1 with 13:53 to play. Now coming across is Lechner. Poke check by Gorski. Almost tripped him. Coming now, Lechner coming inside the zone. His wrist shot missed wide as his stick got involved with the defenseman. Sweeney gets a hold of it, sends it across the ice. Lechner makes a move, looking for O'Keefe on the other side. Tries to do a dangle, but lost control of it. Sweeney gets it back, sends it back over inside the middle now. Bierendorf can't keep a hold of it. the Raptors do. This shot by Letcher, saved by DeFilippo. Rebound, saved by DeFilippo. And he lies on it for a whistle. 13:08 remaining, 11 seconds on the power play. And what a job by DeFilippo to get a hold of that.
Not only was it a good job by DeFilippo to be able to jump on that puck, but also for the High Point defense, they swore into that little inside part of the ice right there. Just like earlier, they've struggled to try to stop those kind of goals. So to be able to make a play like that, a huge stop.
Face off won by the Raptors. Sent across, then poke checked away. And here we go. Panthers looking to go. It was Brown on the poke check. Drop back to Sanderson. Sanderson shot saved by Bell. Rebound in front of the net, but it's poke checked away by the Raptors. What a job by the defense to stop that as it went away in front of the net. And we're back to even strength here. 12:41 remaining in the game. 5-1 Raptors still lead. And a chance there for the Panthers, but again, the defense doing a great job to hold it. KV now behind the net, sends it up over to Seaton. Seaton loses a little bit of control, but Turner sends it in to the Raptors zone, again behind the net. Raptors with it, sending it over to Seaton, cutting in front, taking it away is McGuigan. Again off the boards, Brown finds it. A lot of good defense here and hustle in the neutral zone. And now contact as well. And they're going to call a penalty on it. You saw Lindauer and Cavey getting into it there. Cavey was clearly giving him some words, and Lindauer didn't want to have a penalty or anything. Backing away intelligently there, as he knows he's down by 4. The team can't afford it.
And if you couldn't tell already, I mean, both these teams don't like each other, getting it at each other. Obviously, you're down by 4 if you're High Point. Very smart play right there by them to be able to just kind of walk away, be the bigger person, don't say anything back. Obviously, in this kind of game environment, it's not the easiest thing to do, and if you're Montgomery, you're just trying to really push it in there and make a point.
Yeah, and that intelligent job gives them a power play now. So the Panthers have a face-off in the Raptor zone with a 5-on-4 power play. 11:49 to play in the third. 5-1 lead for the Raptors. Taking the face-off is Pearl, who sends it back, and the Panthers have control. This was shot, let go. Stopped by a defenseman, but gained again by a Panther. This shot stopped by defenseman, held on. This wrist shot again, blocked by Turner that time. And then let go by Fedori behind the net. Turner again chasing it down. Some contact there as this puck hits behind the net, dangles away over to a Raptor as he sends it down and away into the Panthers zone. 1:24 remaining in the power play. 11:10 remaining in the game. Fedori passes it over to Lindauer, who sends it up off the board to Gorski. Gorski off the board. Great move there behind the defender. Tries to do it again, but O'Keefe ends up getting a hold of it. And then a long pass to clear it and kill some more time with this power play as it gets down to 48 seconds now. 10:35 remaining in the game. 44 on the power play as this hits the goalkeeper. Passes it off to the side, and they're going to clear it again. And now O'Keefe's actually going to get a hold of this, trying to dangle around. He's going to be able to hold his feet. Let's go over shot, but it's off the pad. Letcher gets a hold of it. Great job by the defenseman to lie down and take it off the body. I believe it was Roch who took it right off the body there. And we're going to have another power play. He heads to the wrong penalty box there. We're going to have another power play for the Panthers as they're going to go 5-on-3. O'Keefe heads to the box. He went to the wrong penalty box first, but he went to the second one. The right one the second time there. 10:15 to play. We're going to have 27 seconds of 5-on-3, and then about a minute and a half of 5-on-4. This is a big chance for the Panthers. Last time they had this chance, Luke, last time they had 5-on-3 and then the 5-on-4, they did have their first goal and only goal of the game. So they're looking to do that again here. Sweeney sends it off the board. Picked up by Lindauer. Sends it to Sanderson. McGuigan now. McGuigan sent it up. Poke checked away by a Raptor and then found by Brown. Coming away with it is a Panther across the middle. Trying to get a shot off, but great defense by the Raptors to not let him get it off. And now up off the board, McGuigan keeps it in. Oh, and a hard push there. And they're going to call it.
And we've been talking about all the strong offenses all night for both sides, how they've been able to get the puck in the back of the net. But for a second, let's talk about this Montgomery defense. Ever since the start of the third period last night, they've outscored the Panthers 8-1. And obviously the offense has been able to play a big part in that, but for the most part, their offense hasn't been nearly consistent. You got to give them some credit on the defensive side of the ice and in the goal keep.
So we are on to a 5-on-4, another power play here. Panthers looking to try and get that second goal of the game. And it's kept in, they say. Lindauer does a good job to keep that puck in the zone. And then again by the Panthers defenseman to do it a second time. Now it's down, dumped into the zone. Picked up by Podolsky. Behind the net now of the Raptors goalie. Sanderson chasing it down, kept in by a Panthers defenseman, dumped back in, off the goalkeeper, the rebound, no good. Sanderson finds it, his rebound shot, missed the net wide, and picked up by Bierendorf, who tries to get it out of the zone, but it's kept in by Lindauer, who sends it behind the net. Again, Lindauer keeps it in. This shot, save, deflected off a defenseman, and taken by the Raptors, and now it's Bierendorf headed into the Panther zone. His wrist shot, save by DeFilippo. And with 8:35 to play, 56 seconds on the power play, we're going to have a face-off in the Panther zone.
And with all the shots that have been going back and forth tonight, both goalies have played well. You have Steven DiFilippo, who's overall played well considering they've given up 5 goals.
Taking the face-off for the Raptors is Rollins, and they're going to win it. Pearl takes it behind the net. Here he goes, sending it up into the neutral zone. Poked up. Raptors defense gets a hold of it, but so does Turner. Now dumped deeper into the zone behind the net. Scramble for the puck. Looking for the high sticking, but they don't get it. Rollins scrambled behind 2 Panthers defensemen. And the Panthers come away with it. 7:52 to play in the game. 11 seconds on the power play. This is dumped in by the Panthers, and now a line change for one of them. Stepping onto the ice is Fedori. Raptors send it up and out of the zone, and now this power play is over. We're back to even strength. DeFilippo forced to cover up, and we're going to have a power play at even strength with 7:32 to play in the game and a 5-1 lead for the Raptors. Face-off will be in the Panthers zone. Harris taking the face-off for the Raptors. Pearl taking the face-off for High Point. Lechner behind on defense. Watch out for the shot off the face-off. There it is, but it's deflected away by DeFalco. This gets behind Lechner. But a good job by Compton to slap it back up off the board and into the neutral zone. Kavitsky thought he had it. Ended up getting it anyway. This wrist shot into the glove of DeFilippo. And he's been incredible with that glove. Anything on the left side of the net has just been grabbed by that glove. Definitely a strong suit for DeFilippo. One of his strengths, no doubt about it. So now a face-off in the Panther zone. It's Sanderson taking it against O'Keefe. O'Keefe's going to win that face-off. Dumping it down deeper into the zone. Sanderson and O'Keefe go at it. Raptors come away with it. This shot save off the right blocker of DeFilippo. Again, the upper body has looked very well for DeFilippo. Lechner sends it across ice. Compton loses control. Panthers put a lot of pressure and a hard contact, but Sanderson now chasing it as a Raptor clears it out of the zone into the neutral zone. Now it's a foot race. It's Bierndorf. They call offsides. It would have been a great chance, but they called offsides on him. 6:33 to play in the game. 5-1 Raptors lead. And Luke, time's cutting down here for the Panthers if they want a chance of coming back.
I mean, you're down by 4 goals here. You have 6.5 minutes here left to go in the final period. If you want to do something, you got to do it now. You have a good opportunity in the neutral zone, not backed up. You got to be able to go down there and score pretty quickly.
So now in the Panther zone behind the net, picked up by Roche, sent out into Brown. Stick Brown tries to pass it over. It's dumped in, up and over the net. Whistle blows because of an offside, I believe. And we're going to have a face-off outside the Raptor zone. So 6:18 to play in the game. 5-1 Raptors lead as we have a face-off outside Raptors territory. And now we got a penalty. So now we're going to have a power play for the Panthers as there was some words being said between the Raptors and Panthers and then to the referee, and they gave him a penalty for it. So now a 5-on-4 power play and a face-off inside the Raptors zone. Once again, a big opportunity for the Panthers to hopefully put a little spark to a fire and get something going here as they trail by 4. Face-off by Pearl, poked away behind the net. Picked up by Harris, sent it around the net. Brown picks it up, sends it down, and once again, sent out of the zone into the Panthers territory. Kravitsky takes it. Poke checked away by a Panther and taken back by Gorski. Gorski into the neutral zone. Skates in between 2 defenders. Now taking it in all by himself. Cutting across around the net. Looking to shoot. This shot saved by Bell. What a move it would have been if he could have got that in the back of the net. Little wraparound. Just couldn't finish it. And now this shot deflected up in the air by Schliebner. 5:27 to play. 109 on the power play. 5-1 Raptors lead.
And even with that last shot going just into the goalie, that was one of the better offensive plays the Panthers have had tonight, trying to wrap around behind the net and trying to just knock that one in there. Didn't go in there. I like the thought, though.
So scramble for the puck after the face-off. Pops out to Brown. Brown wrapping it around the net. Pass out up in front. This wrist shot let go. Deflected off a defenseman. Sent back down into the corner and then around the net. Brown will pick it up. Sends it up to Fedori. Fedori dumps it back in. Sanderson sends it up into the middle. This shot saved by Bell and cleared out by a Raptors defenseman. They've done a great job tonight, Luke, with when those rebound shots have come off the pad. They've been there every time to clear it out and dump it out of the zone, and that's been one of the main reasons that this power kill has been so effective for the Raptors tonight. With 4:40 to play and just 20 seconds on the power play. This shot let go and saved by Bell. Rebound saved by Bell. Sanderson tries to poke one in. He gets a hold of it, and now we got a scramble after the whistle. And once again, a battle continues. The physicality tonight, Luke.
And not only is it physical, but it's just been straight up chippy. Both of these teams just taking shots at one another. And you referenced earlier about how on these balance plays that Montgomery's always been there. That can be the difference between a win and a loss. You look at the 5-1 score and you might think it's a blowout. For the most part, it's been pretty even. It's just that in these crucial plays, Montgomery comes out on top more often than not.
And face off won by the Panthers, smacked away from Lindauer, and then poke checked away by Rollins. Rollins chasing the puck down. It's sent back over to Lindauer and then into the neutral zone. Lechner poke checks it away, but Sanderson gets a hold of it and brings it into the offensive zone. Sends it across to Rauch. Rauch shot saved by Bell. And then Rauch gets a hold of it again. His slap shot missed wide on the right side of the net. Bounced behind, picked up by Lechner. Send it across the middle, and then picked back up by Lindauer. Backed off the board. Rauch tries to get a hold of it, but a couple Raptors get it instead. Big contact between Brown and Harris there behind the net, but both get up okay. 3:45 to play left in the third. 5-1 Raptors lead. This pass sent across the middle. His wrist shot save as it deflects off a defender. That must have hurt a little bit there as it took it off the back of the calf where there's no padding. Barely any padding. So now taking it into the zone is the Raptors. This wrist shot missed wide around the left side of the net. Sent it back around. McGuigan will get a hold of it. Pass it off the board. It's Sweeney who will end up keeping it in, passing it off to O'Keefe as they do a little 1-2, and it dumps out of the zone. Now two Panthers looking to pressure. Would have been a great opportunity if they could have got the poke check off, but the Raptors keep control. 2:57 to play in the game. 5-1 Raptors lead. Even strength. No icing. Chasing it down was Pearl there, but they're going to get it off the board, out of the zone. And no icing. Fedori sends it back around off the board. Kravitsky doing a good job of putting pressure. Back out in front. This wrist shot save off the right blocker. The wrist shot by Seaton. And the save by DeFilippo. And now Podolski is going to get it and send it off to a teammate in the neutral zone as they get into the offensive zone now. Backward pass off Podolski's skate. And then off the blocker of Bell. Almost snuck in there. And then it would have had to been debated whether he kicked it or not. But no need anyway off a great save by Bell. 2:07 to play. 5-1 Raptors lead here in the third.
And you talk about Bell, he's been outstanding tonight. Only one goal in. Hasn't been a whole lot of shots, but he's been really solid.
Sanderson taking the face-off for the Panthers. Kravitsky beats the Panthers down to the puck. Doesn't matter as Sanderson's going to get a hold of it in the neutral zone. Heading into the offensive zone. This shot deflected away by a defenseman and then grabbed a hold by Bell. 1:48 to play. 5-1 Raptors lead with 1:42 on the power play. As there was a penalty on the last play. by Beardorf. Lechner on the face-off win, dumps it back. Panthers try to get a hold of it. DeFalco and Turner putting pressure. 1:35 to play. This wrist shot save off Bell, and the second one saved off Bell as well. So 2 great saves, keeping the Raptors in this with that 4 deficit lead. I mean, they have some goals to spare, but again, Bell doesn't want to do that. No goalie wants to do that. That's never the goal. So great job keeping this lead at the amount it's at so far. Fedori dumps it back in. Picked up by Turner. Turner behind the net. Sent out in front to Schliebner. Schliebner sends it back down to Turner. Schliebner coming across. That shot into the right glove of Bell. And with 1:11 to play and 1:04 left on the power play, we're going to have another face-off in the Raptors zone.
And even with the High Point Sticks kind of waking up here in this final period, Bell's been on it.
That shot let go by Schliebner and saved by Bell. Now behind the net. Slid off the board, kept in by a defenseman, and poke checked away and still kept in. Picked up by DeFalco. That wrist shot stopped by a defenseman. And now we have a fast break. It's a foot race between Schliebner and what looks to be O'Keefe. He lost control. DeFalco gets a hold of it in the own zone. And then it gets poked away back into the neutral zone. 26 seconds remaining on the power play. 36 seconds remaining in the game. And the Raptors dump it back in as DeFilippo hits it right off the glove. 15 seconds to play, 8 seconds on the power play. That's going to do it for the night here. The Raptors are going to take it 5-1 here at Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Ice Rink. It was a great series for both teams. Both teams had great offensive play and defensive play. Both goalies we got to see a little bit of both goalies on both teams show off their skills, and what a couple games it's been, Luke. Once again, I'm Jimmy Roselli, followed by my partner, Luke Lee. Luke, any thoughts to finish the series?
Overall, I can say is that you got 2 teams coming in here playing some high-quality hockey. 2 goalies who came to play both nights, not just tonight. And then last night you had that great offensive showing. I mean, not much more you can ask for.
That's exactly right, Luke. And once again, I'm Jimmy Roselli, followed by my partner, Luke Lee.